Hi, my name is Justice. I am 47 years old and I had a kidney transplant May the 29th, 1994, which means soon to be 28 years ago. Um, I had a kidney transplant due to having E. coli when I was 2 years old, and the reason was I had E. coli. Um, could have been anything that I ate. Don't know exactly because I was too young to know, and my parents, they don't remember at that time what happened. Um, I was on dialysis when I was 2 years old, just for a very short time, and I was basically a very healthy kid. The usual scrapes, bumps, sprains, even a broken arm one time or two, but it was from just being a kid. Up until I was 14 years old, I didn't know that I was also going through kidney failure. Um, just one night after having fun with my family and one of my friends who stayed overnight, um, from having fun at Hershey Park, going on roller coasters and all that kind of stuff, I ended up having a seizure, which scared everybody in the house because they didn't know what was going on, and neither did I, and I wasn't even aware I was having one. And it was my first one and my only one. I never had any since. Um, so they rushed me to the hospital to find out why I was having why I was having a seizure. They ran all kinds of tests to find out that I needed a kidney transplant. And after that, stayed a few more days. I think I'm not really sure, don't really remember, and found out that I would go home, and during one of the doctor's office visits that I did have, I do remember them telling me that they would like me to go to the dialysis unit to be prepared for what I will be going into if I do not get a kidney soon, which was very scary at the time because I was the youngest person in that unit at that time and not really sure how old uh, anybody else was, but I was only 14, so that was really young. And it was very traumatic seeing other people hooked up on machines and passing out because they didn't have enough liquid in them, enough sugars to be low. Because usually when people are on dialysis, they don't have E. coli. They have diabetes. They got a lot of other stuff going on with them. And I didn't have any of that. I just had E. coli with my kidneys. That's all that was wrong with me, and high blood pressure, which high blood pressure can cause kidney problems too. But mine was due to having E. coli and then high blood pressure. But the high blood pressure was due to having E. coli, which both of them is what affected my kidneys. But we didn't know that I was going to go into kidney failure. That was never good. No doctors ever knew that was going to be my future, that I would need a kidney transplant. So I went in, saw the dialysis, what it all looked like. It was scary, for a kid to go through all that. They said to me that I'm going to need a fistula, which has, which was a vein and an artery tied together on my wrist or anywhere else you can have it on your body, on your leg, anywhere. Um, but mine was both of my wrist. See, got one here, doesn't work anymore, and I got one here that doesn't work either. Um, After I had my kidney transplant, they both stopped working. So, but I had the one during high school, just I think I had that one for a year and a half. I think I did until it stopped working. And for them to get the other one to work, they had to do that, but they also had to give me another site for me to get dialysis, which was a tube in your chest. Um, yeah, I had 17 of those by the time that I was ready to have dialysis on my arm. Having it like a catheter, it was explained to me in a way that it was on your chest. It kept on getting infected. That's why I had 17 of them. And by the time that I got it done on my arm instead of my chest, my life has completely changed. I couldn't go to school anymore. I had to be homeschooled, which was hard on me because I had some friends, not too many in school, but people knew who I was because of me being sick, I guess. What a way to go down, right? But people knew who I was, and I ended up getting a call one night finding out that they had a kidney waiting for me, and it was a lot of tests that they had to do. It was May the 28th, 1994 when they called me. So I got that done, and I was educated with the medications that they gave to me to do my weight as well as my blood pressure and my temp, which I still do to this day. Even though it was 28 years, nothing has changed. I will always be taking the medications that I take. It could be the lower dose or, a different med, but it will always be for my transplant kidney. I will never be off of, transplant meds. Because if I'm off of that, that means my kidney has failed. That means that I'm going to go through dialysis again. And that's just something that I do not want. And it's a lifelong thing where I either take my meds or I will die. And I'd rather take my meds. It's the easiest part of my life is taking my meds. Right now, I'm only on 2 anti-rejection meds. Well, actually 3. 2 of them the same name. The other one isn't. It's just the 2 are 2 different doses. That's why I'm on 2 of them. But, this is my life.